Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. So for today's video I came up with a fun idea to design a group out of my sort of top 5 girl groups biases. So basically I ranked my top 5 girl groups and took out my bias from each of them and put them in this group, and then I assigned them into positions and created like a concept that would suit them, and then based on that concept I picked like songs that I think would suit them, and basically designed an album, also an album cover. Okay, so basically the first member in my group was from Blackpink, Rose, she's my bias, and then from Red Velvet I have Wendy, and then from Twice I have Nayeon, and then from I-DLE I have Soyeon, and then from I-DLE I have Leah. And immediately I noticed that this is a very vocal heavy group. Like we have like 3 main vocals in this group, and Nayeon is also a lead vocal, I believe. So it's a very vocal heavy group. I don't know, I haven't noticed that I would pick my biases based on like their vocals, but that is implied in this. So yeah, I had a bit of trouble like assigning the positions because of this, like they weren't that obvious. So I will begin with Soyeon. I think hers is pretty obvious. She's obviously the main rapper. There's not really anyone else in the group that would qualify as a rapper, and I'm very satisfied with Soyeon being the rapper because she's literally, I think, one of the best female rappers of this generation. Then I picked her to be the lead dancer because, well, in this group none of the members are like main dancers in their group, but Rose and Soyeon are both lead dancers, so it was kind of difficult to pick between them who to give the main dancer position and who to give the lead dancer position, because I think they have kind of different strong points, but both of those things are equally important. Like Soyeon's movements are very clean and precise and have very good strength, but I think she kind of suits a hip-hoppy concept better than the concept that I've planned for this group. So I decided that Soyeon would be the lead dancer for this group because I think Rose's dancing suits the group sort of better. And then Soyeon is obviously the producer. She's like such a talented and creative producer and songmaker, and I think her style is kind of similar to the concept I have in mind. So yeah, I'm very happy with her being the producer, and then she's also the leader. I don't think there's like much question about this because she's just kind of a born leader. If you watched Queendom, you would notice that she was like very sort of leading the group in all of the tasks, so I think she's a great leader. So the next one I will talk about is Leah. Leah is a main vocal in I-DLE, but for this group I gave her the lead vocal position. I really like Leah's tone of voice. She has a very sort of deep, almost like a sexy tone of voice, and it's kind of more jazzy, and I think her voice is like very satisfying to listen to. So yeah, there isn't that much content out there yet about Leah's like singing, so I felt like with our current knowledge the lead vocalist position is more suitable for her than the main vocal. And then I actually picked Leah to be the visual because I think her face has that kind of visual look, and well, basically how I would characterize a visual is that their faces tend to be very symmetrical, balanced out, photogenic, and sort of more elegant than sexy, for example. And yeah, I'm not saying that I don't think being a visual equals being more attractive, but I think like visuals tend to have a specific type of beauty and charm that I personally see in Leah. And yeah, I don't know if many would really agree with me on this because I feel like people don't really talk about Leah's visuals that much, but yeah, this whole thing is kind of subjective, so I will just give the positions according to what I think. So the next one I will be talking about is Nayeon. For her, I gave the vocalist position. I think she's maybe a lead vocal in her group. And, I really think Nayeon has a great voice. but I don't think she stands out that much compared to the other vocalists in this group, because this group just has so many like main vocalists already, and I think the other vocalists' tones in this group suit the concept that I have planned a little bit better, so that's why I just picked Nayeon to be a vocalist.
So this Christmas I'm not all alone, boy. Santa, tell me if he really there. Don't make me fall in love again if you want me here this year.
I also picked Nayeon to be the lead dancer because I just feel like she's overall very like a well-rounded dancer. Her movements look very clean and have a good amount of strength, so I think she's like well suited to be a lead dancer. I gave Wendy the main vocal position because I just felt like Wendy is the most uncontroversial and praised main vocalist. She's really like one of the best female singers that we have maybe even seen in like the entirety of K-pop history. Like, she's a really good vocal. I don't really know much about singing, but I think her technique seems very good, and her voice is just very strong and powerful and can really pull off any song.
Nearly left the real me on the shelf. No, 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 no. Don't lose who you are in the blur of the stars. Seeing is deceiving, dreaming is believing. It's okay not to be okay.
Then I would give her the sub-rapper position. But yeah, I don't really think the group needs any like other rapper than Zion, especially because none of the others are really rappers. Wendy isn't a rapper either. But yeah, if Zion happened to be unable to perform, I think Wendy would be the most capable of rapping in the group. So for Rose, I gave her the lead vocal position with Leah. Rose gets kind of a lot of criticism for her vocals, and a lot of people say she has the wrong vocal technique. And yeah, I think she's like less stable than Wendy also. But I do think she definitely deserves the lead vocal position, because from my personal perspective, Rose has like one of my favorite like vocal tones. I think she has a really lovely voice, so I don't actually really care about her like technique, to be honest, because I really love her voice. And I think her voice just sort of transfers emotion so well. It's very emotional and powerful. And then I gave Rose the main dancer position. For some reason, I see people sort of criticize Rose on dancing too sometimes, but personally I find it like really enjoyable to watch Rose dance, and I think her movements have this sort of fluidity to them that like really stands out to me and makes her dancing like satisfying to watch. And I also think she kind of stands out because she has like a longer figure and limbs, so I think that can sometimes, it can be a curse because it makes it more difficult to control your body, but I also think like sometimes you can make prettier lines if you have longer limbs. So I think for the concept that I'm going for, I think she might suit the main dancer position better, because I think her dancing has that kind of charisma that would suit it. And then I also gave her the center position because I feel like she has an important dance and vocal position, so I think it makes sense for her to be in the center most. So yeah, that's that for positions. Now I will next talk about the concept. So I think a concept that would suit this group would be a more dark and mysterious concept, because I don't think the members in this group are like particularly sort of cutesy, or like they're feminine but like in a more powerful way, if you know what I mean, not like in a very girly way. And yeah, by like dark and mysterious, I don't mean like an intense horror theme, but I mean like a more emotional, sensual, compelling, elegant, and mature theme, maybe you guys can imagine. Some of the songs would be calmer and more subtle, whereas some would be more filled with emotion, while still keeping the maturity and elegance. I think the members have visuals that would suit this, and many of them have very rich and strong voices, which I think suit this type of darker, feminine, and mature concept better than a very bright, girly concept or an aggressive and noisy, badass concept. Their songs would have definitely an emphasis on their vocals and would have like the minimum amount of, I don't know how to describe these, but like in songs, you know, there's not just the vocals, there's also like the background noises and instrumentals and all of that stuff added later. I would really like there to be like the minimum amount of that, and I would like them to be very like vocal heavy just because they have such like rich voices. So yeah, here's the album cover that I designed for them. It's called Amor, which is honestly like kind of cringe. I don't know. Amor is like the Latin word for love. And yeah, I mean, I'm not like good at coming up with names. So yeah, but I felt like it kind of suited this group. And most of the songs that I ended up picking are love songs, because actually most of the songs written are about love. I wanted to change the word to amor because I think it sounds kind of nicer, and yeah, it's just a pretty word and really no other reason. And I wanted it to be more like simple, because I feel like simplicity equals elegance in a way. So yeah, now I will present to you guys the album songs that I decided for them. In a lot of these songs, I imagine them to be a little bit different if they were like sung by them, you know, because a lot of these are quite calm, but I would want them to be a little bit more powerful, because I feel like with their vocals, like these songs could be made more powerful. Whereas a lot of these songs are softer than I would imagine them to be in like a scenario where it was sung by their group. But yeah, the songs nevertheless have the same melody, so you will get kind of an idea of what kind of songs I would like to, you know, give this group.
Get you out of my head, can't get you out of my head, can't get you out of my head and my mind and my body in every way.
수작이 되지 않게 기분 좋게 우린 물장으로 짠.
내게 술을 권하지만 away I gotta down. 시작했어 이 그리스 가려진 그림자 속 너와 내가 마주한 곳 운명 속에서 이 밤이 가기 전에 뜨기 전에 서둘러줘요. 것만 같아 너 없이 잘 살아갈 수 있을까. 우리 다시 만나는 그날까지 안녕 안녕. 울고 있으면 봄바람에 내 맘이 전해질까봐 나에게도 Every time I need you 있어줘 내 앞에서 Baby you 난 이미 I know I'm you 어둠이 와도 눈부시게 떠올라 오직 너 날 비출게 웃어줄게 널 만나면 for you 난 아파도 좋아 함께하는 동안 너에게 상처만 남겨준다니까 헤엄쳐왔던 아픔이 보여요. You and I together it just feels alright.
너의 의미 내가 어딨던 넌 항상 그 자리 지켰으니 그런데 그게 마지막 이럴 줄 몰랐네 이대로 가지마 You say 내가 떠나도 걱정은 하지마
같은데 너 멀어질까